Hi, my name is Jeff Reed. I'm one of multiple people working on the Yellowstone National Park's Cry Wolf project. Our goal is to provide a suite of hardware and software acoustic tools focused on animal communication that enhances conservation by supporting applied ecological research and doing some inspirational education and even some practical livestock conflict mitigation. This presentation is just a brief overview of how you can interpret a spectrogram. A spectrogram is a way of visualizing sound. They play an important role in the field of bioacoustics, which is the study of the sounds that living things make. The Cry Wolf project has deployed multiple acoustic recording units, or ARUs, like the one you're seeing here, throughout the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, where they're recording the sounds of everything around them. An ARU is kind of like a camera trap that takes pictures, but in this case it takes sound. They have microphones, SD cards for storage, batteries, and in this prototype you're seeing here, we also build in camera traps and some AI. With an ARU, we can record audio 24/7 and 365 days a year with no breaks, and we can record everything from a common chorus frog to an endangered species to the echolocation of a bat. The great thing about acoustic recorders is that they can pick up sound from a distance, unlike camera traps. Wolves are loud, and on average they're about 100 decibels when they howl, so they can be heard from a long ways away. You can think of a howl as the equivalent of standing 10 feet in front of your car while someone honks the horn. In fact, we picked up a chorus howl from wolves that were 6.7 kilometers away from a recorder. I want to share an audio clip from a wolf called 907F, known by many locals and one of the longest living and the most prolific Yellowstone wolf, who has one functioning eye. When she made this sound, she was all alone by one of the recorders on November 15, 2023 at 5:49 p.m. She was separated from the rest of the pack and appeared to be trying to find them, and earlier elk had just come running by the recorder, perhaps with the pack chasing them. Here's what the elk sounded like. So do me a favor, just close your eyes. An hour later, she howled like this for over 30 minutes. Okay, you can open your eyes. This is what she said. This is a spectrogram. And this is 907F, the one-eyed wonder. As a linguist, I used to study ancient dead languages. This first text you're seeing here, which probably is Greek to you, is actually Greek. It's from Timotheus's play, The Persians. It's from the 4th century BCE. This green tablet is from 5,000 years ago, written by someone from the Giraffe culture in an area which is now modern-day Iran. It bears this weird-looking geometric script that linguists are still trying to decipher. We don't have a clue what it means, but it sure looks like it's trying to say something, right? And this is another ancient language, in this case 907F's 4 wolf howls written down in what is called a spectrogram. A spectrogram, like I said, is a way of visualizing sound. It's a way of writing it down. And they're fairly simple. They really are. Don't be intimidated by them. They have 3 basic parts. The y-axis is for pitch or frequency. Lower pitches, down low on the y-axis, and increasingly higher as you move up. The x-axis is simply time or sound over time. And then the color indicates loudness or amplitude, dark being no sound, and increasing shades of orange in this case being louder. Let me give you a few examples to help you internalize what I just described. Here's a spectrogram from a black-capped chickadee making a high-pitched 8 kilohertz alarm call because this goshawk was in a tree above it. I'll play it. They're really hard to hear. You may not hear it because it's at 8 kilohertz and we start losing our hearing as we get older. Here's the sound. That little these sounds in the spectrogram are higher up on the y-axis because they are higher in pitch. This is a spectrogram of the clicking sounds that a sperm whale makes. We call them broadband because they have frequencies that run from the low end all the way to the high end of the spectrum. In fact, this spectrogram is showing you 4 clicks that go from 20 hertz on the lower end of the y-axis all the way up to 40,000 hertz and beyond. And this is what it sounds like. As you can see on the x-axis, the clicks are very short. They're brief. And here's a spectrogram of me saying, I made her duck.
I made her duck.
Some linguists are so good at reading spectrograms that they can actually tell you the actual words spoken just by looking at the spectrogram and never hearing the sound. Now let's turn our attention to interpreting the spectrograms of wolves. But first, let's watch this very rare video taken by a friend of a pack making this chorus howl. Chorus howls are made by wolf packs. They're similar in concept to a political rally chant, where collectively they all make noise, but individually they might be saying different things. At the beginning of the video and throughout, you'll hear a few wolves howling out of frame, but most of the sounds you'll hear, you'll also see the wolves who are making them. And listen closely for the different types of sounds they make, including howls, growls, and what we refer to as whoas. So let's play the video. There you can see the wolves looking at the wolves that were off video. Now they kind of go back to their business after the chorus howl. There's still different interactions and dominance displays. If you notice this black wolf laying on the right side of the video, You'll notice it give a howl here after it hears the howl from one of the wolves off frame. It's a nice, short, brief one. Dominance display with the growl. So you're getting a sense of the different behavior that you would see if you were hearing a chorus howl, but you weren't seeing the wolves. So this is what that entire event looks like on a spectrogram. The chorus howl, which you see there on the left, that big blob, lasted about 2 minutes, which is typical in terms of duration, but the entire vocal event was 3.5 minutes. Chorus howls often begin with a series of one or a few wolves howling, and then another wolf will join in, often at a higher frequency, and then there's this preamble where others join in, and then there's all-out mayhem. And then there's a tailing off, followed by howls and other types of calls like that growl. One of the questions we're looking into is, do specific wolves kick off the chorus howl? For example, alpha wolves. Or can any wolf initiate a chorus howl, and why? The pitch of these chorus howls range from around 300 hertz on the lower end, here in the white, and up to around 2,000 kilohertz, or 2,000 hertz or 2 kilohertz on the higher end. And this is roughly similar to the range of frequencies that humans speak in. Now, how do we find the different types of sound wolves make in a chorus howl? For example, what are those vertical bars running up and down? And this is a spectrogram from a different pack of wolves giving a chorus howl. But what's cool about it is that the wolves who were giving the sounds represented in the vertical bars, those wolves were standing right next to the recorder. So the amplitude represented by the brightness is prominent. Now note, when I play this, these wolves were so close to the recorder that there's some clipping in the recording. So let's play it. So there's some howling at the beginning. Preamble starts, and now you're going to hear what these vertical bars sound like. And notice how the vertical bars are a quick high to low pitch sound, starting high up on the y-axis and quickly over time dropping to a lower pitch. Now there are other types of sounds happening in a chorus howl, like barks, howls, growls, yelps, even whimpers and whines and moans. And this highlighted audio is a whoa sound, what we call a whoa sound. And this recording is another lucky case where one of the wolves in the chorus howl was so close to the recorder while the others were further away. And normally this type of sound, you can hear it in a chorus howl, but not as prominent as you can here. And we were just lucky. I'll play just the sound within the white box you see there so you can focus on it. So you can see those rapid modulations in pitch on the spectrogram, and of course you can hear it. And those are all around 700 hertz on the white bar. So this is the sound wolves make when they move their mouths open and shut, and you saw it in the original video, and they're in close contact with pack mates. It appears to function as some type of social bonding. And of course, let's end with an example of a howl series. This is the intro set of howls to a chorus howl by the Rescue Creek pack in the park. And that white bar there is at 340 hertz, and that's middle F on your piano keyboard. It's a very common note at which wolves howl. So let's play this. And you see that rapid rise in pitch. And that one dropped off at the end. And that vertical bar you're going to hear is a northern flicker. And hear it there in the background. All of those blobs up at the top are the birds. They're around 5 kilohertz in pitch. All wolf packs make chorus howls, and this is a picture of 4 different packs, each giving a chorus howl. The number of wolves in the pack, the gender, and the age all impact the signature of the chorus howl. And I believe it's likely that wolves can recognize other packs simply by their signature sound. In the same way, when you pick up the phone, you can identify the person calling you, or you can see someone's handwriting and the signature writing that they use. This is a spectrogram that will hopefully blow your mind. What you're looking at is a false color spectrogram representing the soundscape recordings from August of 2023. This is an entire month of sound. Each horizontal row corresponds to 1 day of sound, with the timeline progressing from midnight on the left all the way over to 11 p.m. on the right. And there are 31 rows for the entire month. As you move from top to bottom, you can actually see the dawn chorus of birds shift slightly to the right each day as the daylight is decreasing. And here in each of the circles, you can see the chorus howls made by wolves over this 1 month period. We can find these chorus howls in all sorts of other living animals with our AI just by looking at the spectrogram. It's similar technology used to do facial recognition that is used in security cameras. So hopefully you're no longer intimidated by spectrograms. This is one of our high school interns who's using software to analyze one of our recordings and helping us build artificial intelligence models that can find wolf howls in massive data sets of recordings. Each of those light blue lines in a box is an individual wolf howl. And there's Gabe smiling as he listens to them. So thanks for listening, and to the many partners of the Cry Wolf Project, which you see here on the screen. If you're interested in learning more about how you can record animal communication and study them in spectrograms, visit the web page listed in the blue colored font. And if you're musically inclined and want to see what a wolf howl spectrogram looks like from the vantage point of a piano keyboard, check out the URL in the yellow. So cheers and thank you.